Hey guys, and welcome back to my podcast. Today I have an actual topic that I want to discuss for once, which is interesting because usually I don't have planned anything when it comes to my podcast episodes. I actually have nothing planned for this either, technically, but I do at least have a topic that I want to talk about for once. So that's what I'll be doing today. Um, we are going to be talking about ADHD, and it's interesting because I did not know that I had ADHD until literally this year. Right now it's November, but this January I was diagnosed with ADHD. And so I will be telling you guys all about how I found out um some of my symptoms of ADHD, as many as I can remember, I guess. How it's affected my life and also getting medicated for it and stuff. So, yeah, that's how this will be. But I just want to say, though, that you guys should not expect a structured podcast episode from me. Which maybe I should have done given the fact that this is a topic that would kind of warrant, some kind of structure. Not because it's ADHD, but because it's like a topic. And I feel like, if I'm going to be giving you a breakdown of like all of these different things, I probably should have planned better, but it's okay. It's fine. So I'm gonna tell you guys about my story, and hopefully that helps people out there if you guys have had similar experiences. Because I honestly really wish that I had found out about ADHD, or specifically my ADHD, way earlier in life, because it would have changed so many things for me. I feel like. Um, but yeah. So to start, well, I have ADHD, and something that I think that I realized growing up was how much what am I even saying? Sorry, I actually had nothing planned for that sentence. But okay, let me kind of take you guys back as to when I found out I may have ADHD. So basically back in like I want to say like December of last year, one of my really close friends, she was telling me about how she had recently gotten diagnosed with ADHD. And I was like, oh, interesting. And she was telling me about her story. She was telling me about things. And she was kind of like describing how she got diagnosed. And then she started talking about why she thinks she has ADHD. And, like when you're talking to a friend about something like that, you're just kind of like, oh, fun. I also do that. Oh, I also do that you're describing. Oh, I do this that you're also describing. Interesting. And then yeah, I think that was kind of my first wake up sign or wake up call. And she also was like, even aside from like me responding in the way that I was, which was like, oh, I have that. Oh, I do that too. Besides that, she also was like, knowing you, I feel like you also have ADHD. And I obviously don't know for sure, but I feel like it's something you could check out if you wanted to. And that I did. So in January, so like the following month, there were a lot of things going on around that time. For starters, I got dismissed from medical school in January for academic reasons. I did talk a little bit about it in my previous episode, but if you want to learn more about that, I may make an episode in the future about it. I don't really know, but anyways, I did get dismissed that month, and around the same time, I decided, okay, I want to know for sure if I have ADHD because there were already so many life changes going on, like, in that month. So I was like, might as well just, figure this out. And so I had decided though that I wanted to properly get tested. And so I decided that I was going to find an actual ADHD clinic near me to try and get a proper test done because I do know that a lot of psychiatrists, they'll just kind of maybe give you like a questionnaire or like a 5-10 minute like survey to see if you have ADHD, and then they'll just kind of diagnose you. And I'm not saying that psychiatrists don't care about whether or not you actually have ADHD, but I do think that there are some that don't really care that much. I'm gonna be honest. So I was like very insistent on trying to figure out if I actually have ADHD. So I found an ADHD clinic near me and I set up an appointment. And I'm trying to remember like what I even did. But I think my first appointment was with my doctor, and he basically just asked me some questions. He kind of gave me the rundown as to how things were gonna go. He, asked me some symptom related questions, I guess you could say. And then he was like, okay, I'm gonna send you this computer test thing that you have to do. It'll be sent to you through email. And then there's also some questionnaire things. So you have to fill out like your own questionnaire. And then you'll also have to give another questionnaire to a friend or a family member or someone close to you who knows you well. And they would have to also fill that out on your behalf to kind of basically give their assessment of how they view you in a way, and your symptoms or supposed symptoms. And so I did that. And what's interesting is my survey questionnaire that I filled out for myself, I actually got, or I guess I had responses that extremely aligned with ADHD. But I gave it to my friend, and I guess I masked my symptoms very well, which is kind of common with women who have ADHD because we are taught to be in a certain way. Also, ADHD, I guess, presents differently in men versus women, probably due to social norms, but also maybe biologically. I'm not really sure. I don't want to talk about that right now, actually. I have a lot of things and ideas and thoughts on that topic, but I'll save that for later. But I gave it to my friend, and she filled it out, and literally it was like 12% likelihood of having ADHD or something like really low. And that to me was very interesting because I was like, oh damn, like I really do mask my symptoms very well, clearly, because why is there such a big discrepancy? But then I took their computer task, which basically how it worked was I had to have my webcam on, and I had to do this really mundane like shapes and like letters, I think. I can't really remember what it was, but like I know there were like shapes and colors. I think that's what it was. Shapes and colors, like computer test. You can look it up honestly if you're curious. I can't remember what exactly it is, but they gave me this test to do online, and I I don't know, what's funny to me is while I was taking the test, I was like, "Oh damn, I probably don't have ADHD." Like the way that I'm, like doing this computer task, I have a feeling that it's going to show that I don't have ADHD, and maybe that's not fully accurate though. Like, I was kind of like worried about that. Like maybe the computer test was not showing that I have ADHD even if I do, because I don't know, I felt like I had done pretty well, I guess, or not pretty well, like maybe well is not the right word, but like I guess I thought that I had aligned with the neurotypical scoring ranges or whatever. But lo and behold, I got my exam results back, and it was extremely ADHD, like severe, from what it seemed. And the thing is like I thought that my hyperactivity must have been extremely low or something, but that was actually my highest percentile. It said I was like 99 percentile or something, like 90th, sorry, 99th something. I can't remember if it was a percentile or percentage, but it said that. I think it was percentile hyperactivity, and I was like shocked to hear that that was higher than my inattention. Like that was surprising to me. But yeah, I mean they do check because your webcam um is on. They do track your eye movement, so that's how they could tell, I'm assuming. And also just like me fidgeting around, I'm sure. But I really tried to refrain from that. Actually, I thought I was doing a good job at refraining from like moving around and trying my best to stay still, but I guess they picked up on it regardless. But anyways, yeah, inattention also was high, and then there was another, I can't remember. I should know this. I definitely should know this, but whatever. I'm not gonna think about it right now. Uh, but yeah, going back to all of this, though, I got my results, and I was like, oh damn, I got ADHD. Like that's crazy. And so then my doctor was like, okay, we can get you on some treatment plans. And so he prescribed me with Adderall, and I think I want to say I started with like a 5 milligram dosage, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure it was a 5 milligram dosage. That did nothing. I think my first time taking it, I think the only thing that I experienced was like when I would like walk or when I just like would move around in general, my muscles felt sore and like tired. I haven't heard really anyone else say that that has been their experience, but I felt like I was walking slower. I don't know what it is. I think that happens though, even if I just were to take like Adderall, like my prescribed medication, by the way. Um, just want to clarify that if that gets like put out of context or something. But um, if I were to take the medication, if I were to take Adderall, like after not taking it for a while, I think I would probably have that same thing, like where my muscles feel sore and tired. And I think it medically makes sense too, based off of what I know about the pathway and stuff, because I did go to medical school, at least for a bit. But anyways, my point was I started off with a 5 milligram dose, and then my doctor was like, okay, that's not working for you. You should take two 5 milligram pills. So I did 10 milligrams, didn't really do much either. And then I think I was basically supposed to just try to go up and try, higher dosages in increments. And so I think I tried 15. I'm trying to remember if I did. I think I tried 15, and then I think I tried 20. I don't know if I tried 25. I think 20 was probably the where I kind of started to feel more, but it didn't feel like the sweet spot for me until I got to 30, which is kind of high. I mean, it's not high. It's like still within the normal range, and I did tell my doctor about that. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I took 30, and I think that's where I'm repeating myself, but that's where I first finally felt some kind of effect. But to be honest, I think that people online have more whoa kind of moments, when it comes to like how curative their medication is for their ADHD. Maybe it's like I haven't, yeah, like maybe it's just like I haven't maybe tried the right one for me because I've only tried Adderall, but I took the 30 milligram Adderall, and I do think that I could feel something for sure. Well, I could feel technically something, not necessarily ADHD relieving, but like, I could tell there was something in my body, pretty soon after taking it. But I think that, like, with the 30 milligram dosage, I'm pretty sure that there were things that I could do that, how do I phrase this? Like, usually, obviously, with ADHD, and I will go, by the way, more into the specifics as to how I wish I had known that I had ADHD and what things I should have known or I wish I had known, and like signs and symptoms to look out for, and things that just kind of made sense to me after I found out about ADHD. But I think that, I mean, a big thing with ADHD is the fact that you often can't get yourself to do things, or like, for example, if you have to, I don't know, do the laundry or whatever, fold your laundry, like that can be kind of hard to get you to actually do, and just get that initial desire to do it, if that makes sense, and motivation, I don't know. And so I did notice on like one of the first days that I had taken the 30 milligram dosage that well, okay, so around this time I had just moved into my new apartment, and so I had noticed that like I actually had felt like unpacking my stuff, which, can I just say, guys, I have not unpacked my apartment fully, and I've been living here since April and it's now November. That's actually insane. I've unpacked all the things I need to, but there are still decorations that have not been put up. Like my walls are like bare almost, which is not what it was at my previous place. I say place as if it's like luxurious. I mean, not that it is like not that that implies that, but guys, I'm actually struggling financially right now because of med school stuff. Anyways, or yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but I remember like I was really struggling with unpacking and like actually like properly doing the stuff you're supposed to do when you move in. And I remember taking it, like the Adderall, and I actually felt not only the desire to start, but I felt the desire to continue unpacking for 3 hours without a break. That is kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, given the fact that I had just spent so many days prior, like not wanting to do it, putting it off, like not having any interest in doing it, and even if I did start, I could not get myself to do it for that long. So I don't know if my effects, like the effects of the Adderall, were that pronounced in me compared to other people. To be honest, I think maybe either people are exaggerating about how much better it helps them, which I don't think is probably true. Maybe for some, but I don't know. It's either that, or it's just that maybe I haven't gotten the right dose, but I'm like, I don't want to go that much higher. I don't know. Or it's just that maybe it's not the right medication for me, or it's just like the effects of Adderall is just like not like my dosage or whatever it is, like it's just not as pronounced for me in particular. I don't really know, but I did have, I think the main things that Adderall helped me with is just, yeah, like being able to start things a little bit more easily, and then continuing, that, and like continuing it without wanting to take a break necessarily, because everyone knows like the second you sit down with ADHD, go on your phone or whatever to take a break, it's fucking over. Okay, like you're not getting back up. So yeah. So I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? Ooh, I can't remember. But um, yeah, I don't know. I think that people online often kind of say that taking medication for the first time is just life changing for them. I don't think it was for me. But I think that it would be good to like take it though. I have not taken it though since like May. So yeah, I got prescribed it probably in like January or February, and then I did experiment a bit for like a month or two to try to figure out my dosage and stuff, and then I realized 30 was probably good. But I have not taken it since May. And the reason why is because at work I had to do stuff related to blood pressure stuff. And basically I got my blood pressure like checked for like not health reasons, just for something work related. And then it showed that my pulse rate was like 108 beats per minute. And I was like, oh, interesting. I don't know if that's good because that's definitely above the normal range. It's slightly above the normal range at the very least. And I was like, okay, I did take Adderall today. But I don't know if it's related to the Adderall or not. So then I told my doctor and he was like, you should check your pulse maybe like a couple times a week and write it down, and then like with the heart rate monitor or whatever, and then come back to me. And I did not come back to him. Not like, I mean, he's still my doctor, but I just like have not had an appointment since then, because after that day I was like, oh, let me just not take Adderall for right now. And I have not taken it since then. My plan basically, well, I have two things I was going to say. One, my plan is to first find a cardiologist or just go back to my primary care physician, because I've not gone to the doctor in years, like actual years. And yeah, so my plan is to go to the doctor and first get my heart stuff figured out. Well, okay, I have no heart problems that I know of technically, but I just have this like sinister feeling that I might have an arrhythmia. um like there's some things that make me think that, and I don't really know. I thought it was just like a stress related thing from a couple years ago, but maybe it's not. I don't know. I want to get that checked out first. And then once I've gotten that figured out, I will, maybe take Adderall again. The thing is that um I had like done what my doctor had said, and he said, check your pulse, a couple times a week. And so I did, even after, not taking Adderall, and I realized my pulse was still at 108 or like 110 or like around there sometimes. And I was like, that's weird. I haven't taken anything. And that's not my normal pulse rate as far as I know of. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I have some health problems. I don't really know what it is. So that's why I stopped. I was like, I'm not going to worsen my health when I don't actually need the Adderall right now. Like nothing is, I'm not in school right now at the moment. I would like to be. I'd like to be in this one school, but I'm not I'm not in school right now, so I don't need it really. And I don't care enough about companies to be giving them my max productivity levels and stuff. So I haven't taken it. My other plan that I just remembered I was going to say is, oh, my microphone. My other plan though is that I will be, what was I gonna say? Oh, oh yeah. My other thing is, even though I got prescribed with Adderall, I know that I do not want to be taking it if I don't have to. I know a lot of people they do just take it like every single day, but I mean, and I'll get into this later, but I have obviously like an obsessive personality, and so I just don't want to take it every day. I don't want to expose myself to any kind of, risk of addiction. Also, I just think that would cause heart problems for me, like extra heart problems, because I don't know. I mean, like, stimulants are not good for your cardiovascular health, and I don't want to do that to myself. And unless I need it, for example, if I were in school right now, I would probably take it, but if I don't need it for a day, I'm not going to take it. But anyways, that is the update on my experience with medication and how I got diagnosed. But now I want to spend time talking about things that I wish I had known and signs that I wish I had picked up on. I'm going to try to say as many as I can think of off the top of my head, but there's so many things that I could talk about. And yeah, I think it's really honestly interesting because once I found out that I was neurodivergent because I have ADHD, it honestly like changed entirely how I viewed a lot of things and viewed myself in ways and everything. Hey guys, this is me from the future giving you a very abrupt transition into what will basically end this video just because I have so much more that I want to say, and I did actually say quite a lot after what you just heard, but I think that there is a lot more that I want to add to that portion, so I'm going to split this podcast episode into two. So this first episode is just about how I got diagnosed, how I found out, and my experience with medications, and then or medication. And the second episode will be about all the signs and symptoms that I wish I had known, and even like the really niche ones. And so, if you want to hear more about that, you can stick around and listen to those, I guess, if you want to. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I just don't want this episode to be extremely long, as most of my other episodes are. But I feel like those other episodes, it kind of makes sense, to keep them all in one long episode, just given like the fact that I don't really have a proper topic to talk about. But since this is more of an organized topic or organized subject matter, I feel like it makes more sense to split it up. So that's what I'm doing. Also, I don't even think I finished my thoughts in the, I guess, part that I just cut off. So it's fine. But that is all for today. If you have any other things that you want me to talk about related to ADHD, let me know. And yeah, I know this episode was not very structured, but none of my episodes are, and none of them will be in the future. So don't expect that from me. I say that in like every episode, but I really just don't want a structured episode because I think it would freak me out. So yeah. Anyways, I will hopefully upload this soon, hopefully tonight, and then I hopefully will finish the other ADHD episode and upload that at some point. But yeah, that is all. Good night, goodbye, and have a great day slash Thanksgiving week, actually, everyone, because it is Thanksgiving week for me. Today's Monday. Thanksgiving is on Thursday. I'm just rambling at this point. I gotta go. Bye.